A very good morning to all of you. At the theme of conscious evolution, I am so glad that I have chosen the topic of evolution of fame. Once upon a time, in India, fame or being famous was a super exclusive thing. You had to be a Bollywood celebrity, a cricketer, or somebody like a politician to really be famous. That's it. That was your only ticket of being ever famous. So, what do? Either go for your auditions or go for your cricket selections, and that is it. That's how you're going to get famous. Maybe you could win your local Antakshari at your building or a colony and be famous for a week, but then that's it. After that, you're back to anonymity. And that time, fans used to be super crazy because fans would stand outside stadiums, outside film studios, just to get a little bit of a glimpse of their favorite celebrity or a Bollywood star or a cricketer. For what? For something called an autograph. Yes, my friends, autograph was a prized possession, something that you could preserve for generations, a heirloom piece. Ink smudged, something that grandparents would give to their grandchildren. Yes, that was an era. Cut to the next era. But before this era went by, I must tell you something really funny used to happen all the time. Celebrities risked getting something like a celebrity wrist. Why? Because of signing too many autographs. It is a real condition to have a celebrity wrist. In fact, some of the players who played racket sports were told not to sign any autographs before their important tournaments, because there was always that risk of having that celebrity wrist. After the era of the autographs, we saw a huge transformation. And this was the selfie era. A written proof, a signature wasn't enough. It could be faked. So what happens? You get a pictorial evidence. A pictorial evidence of a selfie. The malls were swarmed. Movies, little albums, everything used to get promoted in a mall. Why? Because here you could have selfies. In fact, there's such a story of a boy who couldn't get a selfie with one of his stars at the mall. He took a selfie with his cutout. I must tell you something, knowing the star himself. The cutout actually looked fresher than the star who had worked for 12 hours. So good for the boy eventually. And then the selfie era passes, and we have a new age. Boom. Boom is the now, boom is the age of content creators. You no longer have to go and do auditions, be a Bollywood celebrity, or anybody. You could be a content creator and a celebrity and be famous. Cheap data, available mobile phones, great network, all gave access to this beautiful platform. And we all became content creators. We have had stars like Prajakta Kohli, Bhuvan Bam, who started as somebody from their homes creating some content, and eventually they went on to speak at the UN. Who would have thought? So fame, once guided by the gatekeepers, once a ladder that only a few could climb, became a playground. A playground where everybody could play, where you and I could play, and everybody who did not even have much were now celebrities. But like every celebrity, a good one, there were also some fake ones. A classic example was of a brand who chased an influencer who was a travel blogger, because they would have amazing pictures of her at the beach or amazing locations, just to find out that those amazing pictures were actually Google photos. So yes, that was the flip side, and too sad for the brand that it did get scammed. But apart from the fake ones, some real interesting influencers and content creators came up. Like, do you know of the cats who are now so famous? And children who now invest in their cats so that they become influencers or content creators. Imagine a kid coming to you and saying, Mom, Dad, I don't need a career. My cat already has one. Too much for an Indian parent. I can feel it. I'm also a mother of two. But now I can say very, very confidently, being in this business for 2 decades, this era is passing too. And what do we have? Anybody? Yes, we have the AI. We have the AI, the digital human being. I love it. Well, not so much. I'm also a celebrity, but okay. I love it because these are digital human beings and they don't ask for coffee breaks. There are no tantrums. You can take as many retakes. You can shoot all night. The only thing, what do they ask you for? A software upgrade. And they just look better on bigger screens with something that's more modern. I love it. With all this happening, what does a human being do? What do you do? What's your chance at fame? Now you can't go and say that, now if the AI has got that, then where do I go? Where do the content creators go? And where do those celebrities who've been around for all these years go? So this is the final twist, my friend. Something that is not dead and something that will live forever. It's the traditional PR. A viral reel will get you famous for a day or two. But a good quality article in a good publication is something that you can now truly frame. This is repetition. Brands are no longer getting fooled by the number of followers. They ask you, what's the authenticity? What's your content? Do you really connect? And this is the new algorithm. How you make the digital spaces come alive with traditional PR, blending the old and the new. Smart brands and intelligent creators now know how to put this together and in what percentage. Having this algorithm now into playground today, it's a totally new ball game. And this evolution of fame ends here today, or rather starts here today with what it should have always been, a space for authenticity, a place for connection. Because no matter how fame has evolved in all these years, one thing that's true and has never changed, you will always be famous in a small group or a large, on a small platform or a large, if you have that connection. I am so glad I've made this connection with you today and shared my thought. Thank you.